Welcome back. Our next guest created a platform to highlight people and brands promoting a healthier lifestyle here in the Bronx. The platform transforms from a homegrown award winning show here on BronxNet to an accessible space for all things health on social media. Here to share more is Mary Vin Rose, founder of Healthy Living in the Bronx and Beyond. Welcome, Mary. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, it feels so
Hi.
good to see your face.
It's so good to see your face too. I always see you on social media, but now we're seeing each other live action. But listen,
Pandemic.
Mary. Oh,
Trying to
yo,
make the
girl,
best out of it, right?
Yes, absolutely. So listen, Mary, I said a little bit about your show. I mean, about your platform up on top, but can you tell us a little bit more about healthy living in the Bronx and your mission with this platform?
So, as you mentioned, we were actually a show, Healthy Living in the Bronx. We are no longer Healthy Living in the Bronx. We're now Healthy Living Bronx and Beyond. The beyond comes into the point that we are now digital, right? Like we have this digital platform and we started off on Instagram and we're actually constructing our website and we are now moving into a storytelling space still. We still provide stories, but we're also going to be providing realistic and practical resources and tools for people on their wellness journey.
Right. I love that. And what inspired you, Mary, to promote health and wellness here in the Bronx in particular?
So as you know, the Bronx is out of the 62 counties in New York State is deemed number 62 in terms of its being the most unhealthiest. Being born and raised in the Bronx, I have a really strong passion of really changing the narrative of how people view Bronx residents. This misconception that we don't want to be healthy is just wrong. It's lack of resources and education. And going back to our main mission with healthy living, Bronx and beyond, is really we're bringing realness to wellness. I
Mm,
think that's so key. I think sometimes when you see like wellness magazines or you watch wellness talk shows, they don't look like us, they don't sound like us.
mhm.
You be seeing their 15-step morning routine. You're like, I'm just trying to get my coffee and go to work. Like all that sounds good if you're a professional, like whatever they do, but that doesn't really affect us or doesn't really feel realistic or tangible to us. So I think with our platform, we are giving realistic tools to help people and guide people on their wellness journey.
I love that. And I think that quote sounds like a shirt, realness to wellness. I really love that.
Yes.
So maybe we'll see it someday. Yeah, healthy
Yes, you will
living, Bronx
you
Beyond.
will be seeing some stuff on the new launch.
I can't wait. So Mary, what would you say that health means to you? And what self-care activities does it entail for you? And is it the same for everybody?
That is such a loaded question. You're such a good question asker. Because health, I think people think that health is a matter of opinion, right? Health is really just its metrics. Like I stay away from words like unhealthy and healthy. To me, health is just a spectrum, and it's multiple categories. So you have your physical health, you have your mental health, your spiritual health, etc. And health is just the measurement. So, for example, how healthy is your heart, not how unhealthy it is. How healthy is it? So the way we measure that is like your heart rate. How well is your mental health? By meaning like when you get stressed, what happens to your body physically? How well do you handle it? Do you stop eating? Do you stop sleeping? All those things are health. It's literally just the metric. It's the state of being, like how healthy or not healthy. How healthy is something? Versus let's say wellness. What people don't understand, wellness is actually the lifestyle which impacts your health. So for me, I look at my health from a holistic standpoint, from top to bottom. How is my mental health? How is my physical health? How is my spiritual health? Because they're all interconnected together. And that's what I also love about our platform is that we actually focus on nutrition. I think people have been loving that, but that's actually like the smaller scale. I would say that's 20% of what we talk about. We focus more on the mental and emotional health of people of color. So
Right.
so for me, what does that look like? It looks like the things I actually don't want to do, like go to the doctor. It means make sure I have the right amount of sleep. I'm drinking my water and
Mm.
not making excuses as into why I can't drink it. So for me, health is and self-care is not like I get my nails done or do my hair, but for me, it's really doing the things that I know is going to make me feel good,
Mhm.
even though I may not want to do it.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And it goes without saying, Mary, that this pandemic has forced a lot of us to take care of ourselves more and focus more on the health that we are not, maybe we weren't paying attention to before, and those other factors of health. How has your outreach and focus changed due to the new reality with COVID-19?
It's honestly, it's just I think this is actually why what we do is so important. It's just driving the mission further because I think so many people think that now is not the time to take care of themselves, right? Because I think when it first happened, the pandemic first happened, people automatically went into panic mode of how to like just survive. And I want to give people, not to say that they need my reassurance or like my validation, but it's okay to take care of yourself. It's okay if I remember like you saw it in social media, it was like, oh, if you don't come out of this pandemic with like
Mm-hmm.
3 new degrees and 5 side hustles, then you ain't doing it right. And it's like,
Right.
ooh, no, this is actually the perfect time to learn how to put, practices and habits and rituals and routines in place to take care of yourself. So when we get back to whatever our new normal is, you now have things in place and tools in place to deal with your
Right.
life, and being practical about that. Like something, I've strived for is people, how can I talk to you about drinking more water if you can't stop drinking 2 liters of soda, and understanding like why those things, why are you craving that? Like all that stuff, I think is super important. So for me, it's just driving our mission further to really have people have practical, realistic, build upon, steps to really take care of themselves.
I think that it's a commendable way to use social media. So thank you, Mary, for, making your platform in this way and accessible to so many people in the Bronx and beyond now.
Yes.
So Mary, something else that you do is you share many amazing resources and tips on social media. With that being said, can you give us some medicinal foods to add to our diets and what they're good for? You're really great at this part.
So actually, it's so funny because I love this question because I really want to drive something home. All food is medicine.
Mm,
All food is meant to fuel the body. And I try to stay away from those things of like bad food versus good food. I try to stay away from the word cheat meals because it's like I don't want people to shame themselves into like what they're eating. So if you look at all food like medicine, the first step is to really pay attention to what your body needs.
mm,
So I know online, one of the things that was like on our Instagram account that got saved a lot was our like natural pain killers, like
mm.
pain relievers, right? And so I wanted to like, so people talked about turmeric a lot. People love the fact that we talked about turmeric and it helping with inflammation. But what's something else that's really good? Pineapples.
Mm.
Pineapples are really, really good for inflammation. But here's the thing, a lot of people don't take into consideration that something like pineapples have a high glycemic index. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. When we talk about like the glucose intake, or to simplify it, how much sugar you're putting in your body. We
Okay.
actually learned that about that on like Healthy Bronx Bites with Mary when we went to Freshway. I asked him, why did you use green apple versus the red apple? Oh, yes, he used the green apple versus red apple. He goes, because the glycemic index. He goes, pineapple has such high levels of sugar. We don't want to add something that also has high level sugar like a red apple would. And
Right.
that was just that interview was so transformative to me because I'm like, no wonder if I make a smoothie and I'm using pineapple and I'm using a red apple, it tastes a lot more sugary than if I use a green apple. So looking at your food in that way.
Mm.
Another thing that I absolutely love, and I really been helping people with, I guess, is I've been making people relook at. You ever seen like, I don't know if you do this, but do you put like lemon in your water early in the morning?
Nah, I did it like once or twice, but I don't
And
do
what
it.
happened?
I don't know. I need to learn
You
how to
just gave up?
self-care. Yeah.
But like if you see all like the health gurus, they're like put lemon water first thing in the morning, get your metabolism going. Which is good because lemons have strong vitamin C, but it's also acidic. So one of my favorite foods to talk about healing, like healing the gut and healing the intestines, is lime. Lime is actually the most natural of citruses. Lemon is actually a hybrid. So we talk a lot about that in our future guides and things like that. But again, I don't want to overwhelm people. So I asked you that question, like, why? What was it like squeezing the lemon that like made it like you couldn't keep doing it? You're like, I can't do this. Or did you
No,
feel like
I
it
don't.
wasn't beneficial?
No, I don't even know. I think I just have to learn how to self-care a little more. So,
Mm,
my questions are more, just to learn how to do it because I know a lot of people
right.
struggle with that aspect. So even
Hmm.
like drinking water, like I struggle with that often.
Right.
I do drink water only, like I don't drink soda or juice, but my water isn't always next to me. I often
Hmm.
forget to drink a glass of water and I need like phone reminders because life gets so busy, Mary. So it's
Yep.
like, how can we just take a pause and hydrate? Francesca's telling me, my co-producer on the program, you often forget to hydrate. She reminds me to drink water.
Yeah. But I'm always, when I thought about my water journey, because I think that's one of the most essential things that anyone can do. A lot of reasons why I was suffering with migraines or fatigue, a
Mm,
lot of it had to do with my lack of water intake. when I think about why, I think you said it. It's because it's not accessible. Like investing, believe it or not, in glass jars that I have literally everywhere, that's my reminder. So if my phone isn't in my hand, because we have, these things where we can walk around without our phones now,
Mhm.
that is like my gentle reminder. We talk a lot about that on like our new site and the things we're having. And also, if you don't like water, it's okay to be honest about that. Like, taking it slow and starting off with like, a seltzer water, adding some fruit to it, and then eventually, getting to a place where you just like love water. And when you start, what it is that we need to take time to slow down. When you
Right.
start realizing how good you feel after drinking a lot of water, you're like, "Ooh, and my skin clear. I'm feeling good." It kind of like then like auto prompts you within your body to drink water. Like I know now, I can feel when I'm dehydrated.
I wish we had more time, Mary. I wanted to ask one more question, but we got to wrap up. I want to invite people though to follow you at your platform and stay informed on all these important all this information that you have and this wealth of knowledge that you have to give. So if you can provide your social media pages and all that good stuff, please do so.
Yes. So to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram at Mary Vin Rose. And you can also follow our Healthy Living in the Bronx page at Healthy Living BXB. We also will have a website and we'll have a newsletter. So make sure you're following both Instagram accounts so you can sign up for that and be the first to know on all the newness that we have coming up in 2021.
Ooh, I'm so excited. Thank you, Mary. Thank you for coming on and joining us.
Yay! Thank you guys. Thank you, ladies.
Of course. Mary Vin Rose is the founder of Healthy Living, the Bronx and Beyond. And you can follow her again on HLBX on Instagram. It's at Healthy Living BXB. Stay in touch with her and you'll see all those updates that she just gave us today, all the wonderful updates. I know Mary's actually taking a spiritual break, which is also important. And maybe we'll have her come back on and talk about that. That's all for our show today. I'm your host, Sonyi Lopez, wishing you and your family safety and wellness now and always. Take care.